We're at the open air museum.
You go like this. Just push it in.
Wrong turn style.
Explanation of the beginning.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, just across on there.
Oh, he's a woman. Look at
Oh, look at the mosaic.
Take one of me.
This fresco.
Fresco, yeah.
All right.
You looking at?
There's a little cross right below the fresco on this sidewall.
Oh, yeah. They have the round cross, like the iron star crosses.
Oh.
I
I see it.
They have the original crosses, the round, that come in like this.
Listen up, guys.
Please. As I mentioned, this area was the grave of Romans at the beginning. But for the beginning of Christianity, it was easy to hide in the graveyards. That's the place nobody will seek for people. So they began, the first Christians began building the churches, chapels or monasteries in this area. When the Romans accepted Christianity as legal religion, they permitted them to serve here. Then they kept building new churches and new places. And they were permitted by Byzantines, Seljuk and Ottoman. That means they were here beginning from the 3rd century up to 14th century. They were able to serve and pray here. So this area turned out to be a university or theology high school, academy. You may call all this a campus. So in this area they got the monasteries, churches, chapels, dormitories, dining rooms, kitchens, cellars, all are located in this area. And there's an emperor in Byzantium called Justinianus. In the term of Justinianus, they were not permitted to draw the human pictures. And that term, the 6th, 7th and 8th century, in that term they were painting the walls and drawing animals, insects, plants and some geometric figures. But when the Christian religion permitted them to draw the picture of the humans, then they began painting saints, some stories from the novel, birth of Christ,
Listening to the story.
death of Christ, baptism of Christ, and Virgin Mary leaving Jerusalem, Jesus Christ coming back to Jerusalem, the story of Lazarus, and the story of Saint George. They're all put on the frescoes in the churches, but different artists add their feelings. So when we look at the frescoes, it's more or less the same story. But just watch or look as a normal paint of probably Rembrandt, Van Dyck, Picasso, Dali. It's religion and art together. And the difference between a normal painting and a fresco is painting, you take the wet paint or oil paint, just draw it on the wall. But fresco is not that way. They just put it with a special material like a cement or lime mixture. They just put it on the wall, make it a plain surface. Then they do the drawing on a cloth or a paper. when the wall is wet and the paper is wet, they just put it and stick it on the wall and let the wall absorb the paint. That's how fresco is done. That's the difference between painting and fresco. So most of the frescoes are dated to 11th up to 13th century. But the ones that are with red, just red color, plants, animals, insects are dated to 6th, 7th and 8th centuries. We will see different layers of the frescoes on top of each other. And plus, this, as I mentioned, this area had been used for quite a long time. The beginning date is unknown for the places. So most of the churches and monasteries or chapels are dated according to the frescoes. So those are the dates of the frescoes, not dates of the building of the cave or the church or the room. All right, let's begin. One being something a bowl in, huh? They said, this should be apple, so it's an apple church. They saw the dragon of
Yes.
St. George on the
There's a
fresco,
big tree.
said, this looks like a snake, so it's a snake church. That's how it's named. They are not original names. St. Basil is one of the first missionaries. In this area, Christianity was very important, so there are a lot of saints and not a lot of missionaries. But this St. Basil is one of the first missionaries from this place. He was born in Cappadocia. When you go inside, you will see all those halls. Those are graves. Because in Christianity, same in Muslim religion, if they bury a saint, they try to bury their dead bodies right next to a saint. They think they will end up in the heaven by the help of the saint. So those are all graves. Let's go in, please.
You can't take pictures of pictures.
It'll be too dark in there.
Yeah, apparently. What really high speed?
Yeah.
Tell the difference of the frescoes. The ones that I just read out earlier period. This is the fresco of St. Basil himself, and this is his grave, and this St. George. Those are 11th century ones. Colorful and drawing of a human.
This is his grave?
Yeah, that's the grave of St. Basil.
He's still in there.
No, not yet. Not available. And this is a typical Orthodox church.
Oh, sorry. Baptismal area. Saint